We come from West Africa for the most part. We were caught, we were bound, we were placed in ships, abused, brought to the shores of the islands, brought to the shores of the Americas, beaten for centuries, raped for centuries, used for physical work for centuries. I can't even go to describe the lengths of inhumane gestures that were imposed upon us. And effectively, we were so-called freed approximately in the mid 1800s. This is now 2021, approximately 160 years subsequent to those tragedies. Again, we endured nearly 400 years of tragedy, which is embedded into our fiber. It's embedded into our brain cells. And we have a tremendous amount of trauma. Yet 60 years subsequent, approximately, to getting voters' rights and so-called equality, our perception is that we're free and equal, and that we're on the level playing field. But that's not the case. We should not be judging so harshly one another, given those tragedies for so long. It's ridiculous. There's been nobody on the planet Earth that has endured what we have endured. Yet we have expectation that we ought to be, way up top, multimillionaires and billionaires. Our thinking ought to be clear. Our ways of behavior ought to be clear. That we should be, nice to everybody. That's just not the case. We have to understand that we have, again, a tremendous amount of trauma that we've endured. And because of that, we have to extend to one another grace and mercy. It's amazing that most of us are, this is a Christian country, right? The diaspora is for the most part Christian because of those installments. Yet we don't act and behave in a way that Bible instructs us, which is to extend to one another grace and mercy. And so I want you guys to think about, the heaviness of what we endured, and consider extending to one another a little bit more grace and mercy. And I think that'll go far in building relationships and rapport and getting to the next